it's Grandma Roseanne, and we're going to make biscuits today. Now, I know I've made biscuits before and I posted it. I think I made buttermilk biscuits once. I think I made Biscuit biscuits once. I have always looked for that perfect biscuit. Those of you that live New Orleans, Louisiana, near there, I'm sure you're aware of a restaurant named Copeland's. Copeland's makes the best biscuits I've ever eaten in my entire life. I asked for the recipe, they said they don't share it. I then asked if they do a cookbook of the restaurant favorites. They said no. And then I said, are you going to actually force me to start dating the chef? That didn't work out for me either. So anyway, I have found what I think to be the next best thing to getting Copeland's biscuits. And these are really delicious. So it's a yeast biscuit. And so we're going to start out with 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. Now, if you're not buying bulk yeast and you're buying the little packets, 1 packet. And then we're going to put in 1 teaspoon of sugar. Sugar always activates yeast. And then 1/4 cup of warm water. Stick your finger in. If it's the temperature that you would give milk to a baby, you're good to go. Then we just want to mix that up a little bit. And what we're doing now is we're going to proof this. Proofing simply means that we're wanting to make sure that our yeast is alive. And the way we do that is we let this sit off to the side for a little bit, and as it starts to bubble, we know it's alive, it's good to go. So while that's proofing, what we will do is come over here and start on these ingredients. Now here I have 3 cups of flour. This is all-purpose flour. Now, I'm really curious what bread flour would do with this, so one day I am going to do it with bread flour. But today I'm following a good recipe, all-purpose flour, 3 cups. Then we have 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. And we want to mix that up, just like that. Make sure it's all incorporated there. And then we want 1/2 cup of Crisco. Just like this. And we want to mix that in. You want to cut it in as best you can. When it starts out like this, it's a little bit hard in the beginning. It gets easier as you go. You see what's happening there? How it's just incorporating? And I'll tell you the other thing I haven't done, and I'm also going to try, and I'll let you know how it works, is I want to do it with lard. So we're going to see if it makes a big difference using it with lard as well instead of Crisco. Okay, that's pretty well mixed in. Now, frozen butter. And this is the trick to making it really flaky, because as you do this, these butter particles are going to really create such a savory, delicious flavor in that biscuit. So what you do is you want 6 tablespoons, and you're going to grate it. You don't want to grate the paper. And once you get this grated and it gets incorporated there, you want to work really quick then. And you don't want to touch it with your hands. Or I take that back, because you have to touch it with your hands. But you want to do it the least amount as possible. is really frozen solid. And this step is important. So if you want to make these the night before, throw your butter in the freezer. I always keep frozen butter, always, because I have so many recipes that call for it. If you're going to make scones, gotta have frozen butter. Alrighty. Now I'm just going to toss this together with a fork rather than my hands. So you have the Crisco that's all crumbly, and then you have the shredded butter. So you notice now we're doing very little with our hands here. Now over here, I have 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of buttermilk. And cameraman, let them look at this. See how we've gotten all of these bubbles around there? We know without question that our yeast is good. So we're going to add the yeast mixture. And just going to use a fork and just mix it. Can you see how incredibly easy this is? But I want you to plan ahead if you're going to make this so that you'll be sure to freeze your butter. Plus we have a couple of other steps that are going to take some time. I'll get to that in a minute. Now on a floured surface, you're going to dump your mixture out. And we're going to bring it together. Again, trying to use as little as possible of the heat of your hands. And while I'm doing this part, I'll tell you, yesterday, cameraman, he's shaking his head no. Yesterday, cameraman did a video. Chuck, tell him what it was on.
Cupcakes.
What kind?
French vanilla.
And how did they come out?
Unbelievable.
So he did a video. I edited the video last night. It's hilarious, you guys. It's hilarious. And if he'll let me post it, which I hope he will, I'm going to tell all of you, just go watch it. Just go watch it. Now,
that's not very nice, Roseanne. It's a lot tougher than you think it is, I'll tell you that.
What was the hardest part?
I guess showing up. But just remembering all the ingredients.
How many ingredients were there?
3. Not counting the 3 eggs. Yeah.
Oh, God, it was hilarious. All right, now you see what I'm doing here? This is called dappling. I'm dappling. So you don't roll it out. You don't want to do that. You just want to spread it out with your fingertips. There was a long time I didn't even know there was such a thing as dappling. Now I do, and now you do too. We want to get this to about 1/4 of an inch. I love to cook. I love being in my kitchen. And I have friends of mine that say, I hate cooking. I hate being in my kitchen. I hate having to do that. You know what, you guys? If you find a recipe that you like and you make it and it comes out nice and you enjoy it, it becomes a joyful thing, not a stressful thing, but a joyful thing. And then when you can cook for your family and they love what you're giving them. Ah, the level of appreciation is so great. I really enjoy it. My husband always says, I don't want you to work so hard. This isn't work. This is my playtime. I love this. Okay, I think we're about a 1/4 inch. So you want to take about a 2.5 inch cutter, and you just want to just cut some of these puppies out. You want to cut them as close as you can to one another, simply because you don't want to have more dough to re-roll than you have to. I don't know if I told you the name of these cookies, biscuits. They're angel biscuits. Alrighty. While I'm getting this ready, I'm going to ask you, hit the little subscribe button, because I want you to come back. Hit the little bell. It tells you when we have posted. Ingredients are always going to be listed below, so you don't have to be scrambling to write anything. And call a friend. Tell them about the channel. Tell them there's a great channel that teaches you how to make great foods, and the lady begs for subscribers. I do. We're brand new. So today we have 109 subscribers. And if all of you do your job, tomorrow we'll have 218. Wouldn't that be fun? I always think that the first roll is the best roll. So I try, as I said before, to get as many as I can out of that first roll. Or in this case, out of the first dapple. And if you ever wonder why my rings are always in such bad shape, it's because of this. Oh. I know you're saying, why don't you take them off? I can't get it off. I've tried. I have arthritis in this finger. I can't get the ring off. So it gardens with me, it cooks with me, it does everything with me. And then one day, I'm going to have it cut off. But not today. I'm going to spread these out a little bit more, I think. There. Okay, oh, I think there's one more biscuit here. Don't want to waste a biscuit. Now I'll tell you what I'm going to do with these biscuits, and I am going to record it. Do any of you love, I mean love, biscuits and gravy? It is the best. I have got an amazing recipe that I have made for years for biscuits and gravy. And it's got the sausage in it, and the bechamel, the white sauce, is to die for. So tomorrow I'm going to do a biscuits and gravy, and I'll record that for you. And you will know that the biscuits came from here. That's about all I think we're going to get. Just like that. Now, we have to let this rise. It's yeast dough, so you have to let that yeast activate. So I'm going to cover these, and I'm going to let them rise for 1 hour. And then after the hour, I'm not going to come back. I'll just tell you what I'm going to do. After the hour, they go in the refrigerator for 2 hours. And what you're doing is you're getting that butter really cold again. The butter that we shredded is going to make all the difference in the world. So it'll be there for 2 hours. It can be there up to 24 hours. But I want to fix these today, so we're going to cook these off in 3 hours. All right? So I will be back after they rise 1 hour and refrigerate for 2. I'll be back in 3 hours. Go do something fun in those 3 hours. Bye. It's been 1 hour of rising, 2 hours of refrigeration. So now we are going to take the little cover off. I have the oven already preset at 400 degrees. I have 2 tablespoons of butter that we are just going to brush on the top. And our angel biscuits are going to go into the oven, 400 degrees, like I said, for 18 minutes. Okay, I'll see you back in 18. Angel biscuits, they're done, and they are beautiful. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you might enjoy them. One being just butter. Butter on a beautiful biscuit. Going to melt in so nice. These are still warm. And if you watch one of our other videos, you can make the strawberry jam too. So we made this strawberry jam and canned it, and let's see. Oh wow, that is so flaky. Really, really delicious. Now, I'm going to try something different on this one. Going to put a little bit of cheddar cheese. And some of you might say, what? And others would say, no way. And I would say, give it a try. This is candied jalapeno. I am not a person who does heat well. I am not a person who would ever just eat a jalapeno. These are fantastic. And we did a video on these too that you can enjoy. So here goes. Oh my God, that's so good. Tiny little bit of heat, not much. Really delicious. So, whether you want it to be conventional or you want to step out a little bit, I think the angel biscuits are well worth doing. They're worth having. They're very flaky, really, really nice texture, very, very good taste to them. So with that being said, I will say goodbye for now. I hope you have an outstanding evening, and please come back. I love it when you're here. I enjoy spending time with you, and for you and I to be in my kitchen is the most fun of all. Thank you. Bye.